about to see the world in action, what we can be. Life with no distractions, we'll get away. This is what we waited for.
So for our first meal this week, I decided to make a turkey and pepper bolognese. I just added the peppers in basically to bulk out the recipe a little bit. It's the same recipe I always use, so chopped onions, garlic, Worcestershire sauce. We've got a stock cube, some plum tomatoes, salt and pepper and some basil, and I use the 7% fat turkey mince because that's what I had in the freezer, and I just let it all cook together and then just serve it over some pasta shells with grated cheese on top. We've got a lemon and herb chicken salad with some grilled halloumi. We've got lettuce, tomato, onion and some avocado and fresh coriander. So this is what we've got for dinner tonight. So for dinner tonight I made homemade Subways, which is a big hit in this house. Sometimes the boys come and make them themselves and other times they can't be bothered, so I do it for them. And I just had pepperoni, we had some ham, some chicken and some sort of Swiss cheese, and I just lay it all out, and then afterwards if we want we add some chopped like lettuce, tomato, cucumber, onion and whatever else we want in them. I always have some barbecue or spicy sauce on mine, and we generally just serve it with some fruit because they're really quite filling on their own. And this was a really nice simple dinner. So I'm just making enchiladas for dinner tonight, and I saw someone on Pinterest do it as a lasagna instead of like rolling them up and placing them in. I've cut up the corn tortillas and I'm just going to lay them in the bottom of the pan, and then I'm going to put a layer of the chicken, put some more tortillas on top and then do some more chicken and then some cheese on top of that. Just thought I'd see how it comes out, so we will see. So I've layered them all out, and then what I'm going to do now is top it with sauce and top it with cheese. I probably should have done a bit of a deeper dish, but I don't have one other than a massive round one, so I'm going to try and squeeze some sauce on the top of this and we'll see how it comes out. But it certainly saves time doing it this way. So here are the enchiladas out of the oven, and they've gone really nice and crispy and brown. I'm just going to slice it up like you would a lasagna rather than trying to scoop it out like I usually do, and it's all bubbling nicely. So I'll show you it when I've dished it up. So here we are dished up, and it's come out so much better than it usually does when I try and roll it up. So I'm definitely going to be making it like this again because it was less hassle to make as well, and you can like get an even sized piece rather than you get like half a wrap and you know it all falls apart. So yeah, it looks really good, and we've got a big salad to have with it in the middle of the table. So this is what's for dinner tonight. And I just added a little bit of chopped frozen coriander on the top of mine and Steve's just for a little bit of colour, and we love coriander on everything. So this was definitely a picky evening, and we decided to go for some prawns in a Mary Rose sauce. We had some olives, some hummus, some tortilla crisps. We also had these really nice cheese dips that you heat in the microwave or in the oven, and you just dip like warm crusty bread into them. You can get them in Lidl and they're so good. We also had some pineapple soft cheese and some stuffed like jalapeno peppers. Such a lovely dinner and really nice just to sit and pick. We just helped ourselves. So I'm just marinating some chicken for tonight, and I've just basically got some chicken breast, chopped them up, and then I've got some smoked paprika, some garlic powder and some onion granules, and also some salt, and I've just put it on top of the chicken, and then I'm going to serve this with some sweet potato fries and some salad. So here's the chicken cooked out of the oven, and we're all dished up. Sweet potato fries, which I've also done in the oven, and some cucumber, tomato, red onion and some gherkins. And that's what we've got for dinner tonight. So for tonight's dinner I made a maple sticky chicken rice, and I just served it with some grated cheese, some salad and some wraps. The chicken I just made up as I went along, but it was mainly soy sauce and maple syrup. Right, so I'm just about to start tonight's dinner in the slow cooker, and I'm making barbecue pulled chicken wedges with an avocado, chili and red pepper salsa. So last time I made this, I made my own barbecue sauce. I can leave the recipe for that in the description box if anyone's interested. But I bought this in Tesco last week. It's the Bullseye New York Steakhouse barbecue sauce. And I thought I'd try this because it looks really nice and also it's so much easier. So all I'm gonna do, I've got 2 lots of chicken because I'm going to make a really big batch of this because it freezes really well. So I think I've probably got around 1 kilo of chicken breast, which I have previously portioned up and frozen. So I'm just going to, I've defrosted it in the fridge, and then I'm just going to pop it in the slow cooker if I can get it out of the bag. I'm going to pop it all in the cooker, and then I've actually got 2 of these, move that forward a little bit. I've actually got 2 of these steakhouse marinades. I'm not sure how much I'll need. It smells really good. It actually smells really tangy, you know, like burger relish. Does anyone remember buying burger relish? It kind of smells a bit like that. So I'm going to pour it over and see how much I think I need, whether I need 2 bottles. I think looking at this, I probably don't need both bottles. That's quite a bit because otherwise it could get quite runny. I could always add a little bit more later. Basically, I'm just going to make sure the breasts are covered, and then I'm going to cook this on low for around 4 hours maybe. It's actually quite early in the day, it's 9:30 in the morning. So I'm going to cook it early and then let it cool down and shred it all. And then I'm going to make some homemade oven wedges. And I'm going to pop this on top, pop some cheese on top of that and put them in the oven, and then make a salsa, which is really nice. It's got chili and lime and avocado, red pepper, coriander. So I'm just going to mix these all together. I think 1 is probably plenty, and that's 4 large chicken breasts. So I've used 300 ml of barbecue sauce. So I'll see what this comes out like. I can always use the other one to pour over the top later on. So I'm just going to pop this on low for about 4 hours, and then we'll have a look. So I've just removed my chicken from the slow cooker, and I'm just going to shred it now with a couple of forks, and then I'm going to put it back into the sauce. I've just let it go cold, and then I'm going to start on my wedges. So I'm just popping my chicken back into the slow cooker. I've actually got it turned off. I'm just gonna mix it round and let it soak up all the juices. To make my wedges, I just scrubbed some potatoes and then left the skin on and chopped them into wedges, and then I put them on a baking tray and topped them with some smoked paprika, some garlic powder, some onion powder, a little bit of salt and pepper and some spray oil. Then I put these in the oven for around 25 to 30 minutes depending on how hot your oven is, and they come out nice and crispy and brown. I also decided to add the other pot of barbecue sauce at the end of the chicken cooking. I just felt like it needed a little bit more sauce on it. So after that, all that was left to do was to assemble the dish. So I popped my wedges in a pot and then topped it with the chicken and absolutely loaded it with grated cheese. And then this went back into the oven until the cheese was melted and all nice and bubbly. Next up, we made a salsa, and it's so easy but one of the best ones I've tasted. It is literally red pepper, avocado, spring onion, a whole fresh chili, some lime juice and fresh coriander, and you mix it all together, a little bit of salt and pepper, and it really adds to the flavour of the dish, and also the freshness and the spiciness of it takes away from all that sort of gooey, melty, fatty cheese. So they complement each other really, really well. I recommend you really trying this one. We have this with everything now, not only this dish, we serve it with a lot of dishes, and it's just a really fresh way to enjoy some salad.
This is what we waited for.